Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial I am going to show you how to make a Santa hat for Christmas. So I'm going to be using winter king, one strand of winter king, 4-ply, 50 grams, and I'll also be using 3.5mm crochet hook. So to begin off this project, I'll start by making a slip knot. Then I'm going to chain 10, and to chain you, yarn over and pull through, 3, 4, 9 and 10, and then we are going to go back on this chain that we've made with a single crochet. And to make a single crochet, we'll just keep this first stitch on the hook. Yes, and then you're going to get into this second stitch with a single crochet, and to make a single crochet, insert the hook, pull through, then yarn over and pull through all the 2 loops on the hook. Then you go into the next stitch and insert another single crochet, then the next stitch, until we have 10 single crochets. So let's do this all the way up to here, then I'll meet you back. So we've inserted a single crochet all the way to the end, so we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to flip our work over, and then we are going to work a single crochet into the back loops only. Yeah, so it's a back loop 1, and also you should have 9 single crochets by now, because we made 10 and we skipped the first, so we should have like 9 in total. Make a single crochet in the back loops only. You go into the back loops only, all the way to the end, and I'll meet you right back. Yeah, so we've made it back to the end of this row, working a single crochet into the back loops only. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to repeat what we've done on this second row, and we're going to be inserting single crochets into the back loops only. So that's the first single crochet, and for the back loops, you can see you go into this loop here. Yeah, that's the second single crochet. So work single crochets all our way across to the end of this row, then I'll meet you right back. We are back at the end of this row. Again, we are going to chain 1, and then we are going to turn our work, and we are going to go into the back loops only with a single crochet. And so basically this is going to be the pattern until we've achieved the length that can fit around our head, that can go around our head. So keep working the single crochets in the back loops only, the rows of single crochets. When you get to the end of every row, you chain 1, turn the work, and keep working single crochet rows in the back loops only until you have the length that's long enough to go around your entire head. Yeah, so keep working those rows, and I'll meet you right back. So I'm back, and I've made a number of single crochet rows, and I made up to the length that wraps around my head, and overall it's 19.5 inches. If slightly stretched, is 21 inches, and that can wrap properly around my head. So now we are going to proceed to join these 2 ends together. To join the 2 ends together, we are going to chain 1, and we join from the wrong side. We are going to chain 1, and then we are going to slip stitch them together. And to slip stitch, we shall insert the hook into this very first stitch, and then insert the hook into the very first stitch on the opposite side. Then yarn over, pull through all. Yes, then we shall go into the second stitch, and we are going to slip stitch them together as well. We also go into the other stitch on the opposite side of the other panel, and we're going to slip stitch into the third stitch. So basically this is what we're going to do. We're going to slip stitch these ends together all across to the end, and then I'll meet you after we've slip stitched these ends together. I'll do this off camera. So we've slip stitched the ends together now, so we are going to turn our work onto the right side of the work. And now what we're going to do, we are going to put a single crochet in each row that we made here. And to insert a single crochet, you go into that stitch and insert a single crochet. So to identify the rows, each row you will notice it will have an opening. Yeah, each row will have an opening that you go into to make a single crochet. So let's make those single crochets all around until we are back on the other side. So make a single crochet in each stitch. Now meet you right back. Yeah, just make sure that for each row you'll be able to see the opening up here. Then you insert and insert a single crochet into it for each row. Yes, so let's do this off camera and I'll meet you after. So I've inserted single crochets all around up to the end, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we made. Then I'm going to chain one, then I'm going to cut the yarn. Yeah, so I'm going to cut the yarn. Yeah, and then you're going to pull through. Yeah, and this is how yeah, this is how it looks like. So we are going to attach the red yarn onto the project, because most Santa hats are made with a red yarn. Yeah, so let's proceed. Okay, yeah, now we are going to attach our red yarn, and we are going to get the yarn and pull it through. We pull it through there. Then we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. That will count as a double crochet. Then we are going to chain. We are going to insert a double crochet in each and every stitch, and to make a double crochet you go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches, then also yarn over and pull through another 2 stitches on the hook. Now let's do that again. We're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Let's do that one last time. Yarn over, pull through 2. So we're going to do double crochets all around up to when we come back to this point, to where we started off, and I'll meet you right there. So insert our double crochets all around up to when we get back to this point. So we've crocheted all around and we are back at the point where we started, and we are going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet stitch that we made. Yeah, then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so after chaining 3, the chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. Then we are going to insert our double crochet stitch in the second stitch, then another double crochet stitch in the following stitch. So we're going to do double crochet stitches all around up to when we get back to this point. We shall slip stitch, chain 3, and we shall repeat this double crochet stitches for 4 more rounds. Then I'll meet you right back. So I'll continue working these rows offline and I'll meet you right back. So we are at the end of row 6, and we are going to slip stitch into the first single crochet into the first double crochet that we did on this round. Then we are going to chain 3, and then on this row we are going to start our decreases, and I have 84 stitches all around, so I'm going to divide these 84 stitches by 6. Yeah, so when you divide 84 by 6 you're going to get 14, and so we are going to be decreasing within those 14 stitches. So we shall make our double crochet into the first 12 stitches, then we shall decrease into the 13th and the 14th stitch. So let's do this together. That's 1, 2, 3, 12. Yeah, now in the 13th stitch, in the 13th and 14th stitch, we're going to do a decrease, and to do a decrease you go into the 13th stitch and pull through 2 loops, leave those 2 loops on the hook, then you go into the 14th stitch and then pull through 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops on the hook. And we are going to repeat this process again. We are going to count up to 12. Then in the 13th and the 14th stitch we are going to make another decrease, and I'll show you one last time. So make double crochets up to when you into the next 12 stitches, then I'm going to meet you in the 13th and 14th stitch and I'll show you what to do next. Yes, so I'm back and I made double crochets into 12 stitches. Now in the 13th stitch I'm going to make the first decrease. Well, I yarn over and pull through 2 stitches and never complete that loop. Then start into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches, then yarn over and pull through. Now that is our second decrease, and for our next decrease you're going to do the same. Chain 1 single crochet into chain 1 double crochet in the next 12 stitches, and then in the 13th and the 14th stitch we're going to do our decrease, and I'll meet you there and I'll show you one last time. Yeah, so we made our double crochets into the next 12 stitches. Now we are going to insert a decrease in the 13th stitch by doing that, then also in the 14th stitch by doing that, and that's our third decrease. So we are going to make our way around back to this point where we'll meet you there. So continue doing half double crochets, then yeah, so we are back in at our next decrease point after we've worked double crochets into 12 stitches. Now in the 13th stitch we're going to make a decrease like that, then also in the 14th stitch we're going to make a decrease like that, and then we're going to carry on with our pattern. So that's how we make the decreases. Let's do this all the way around up to when we get to this point, and I'll meet you there. So the pattern is you insert double crochet stitches in 12 stitches, then you make the decrease in the 13th and 14th stitch. Make that all the way around and I'll meet you right back here. I'll do this off camera and I'll meet you right back at this point. Back again, and we inserted our 12th stitch here because we don't have any more stitches left, so we cannot make any more decreases at this point. So what we are going to do, we are simply going to slip stitch into the first stitch we made, and in the first double crochet stitch we made on that round, and that will mark the end of this round. So we are going to chain 3, and in the next round we are not going to have any decreases. We are going to do double crochet stitches, normal double crochet stitches all around. Yeah, so on this next round it's going to be a non-decrease round. So what you're going to do, we're just going to insert 1 double crochet stitch in each of the next stitches all the way around until we get back to this point. So I'm going to work off camera inserting these double crochet stitches, and then I'll meet you right back. Okay? Yeah, so I've made it back to the beginning of this point. I've completed our non-decrease round, and I'm going to slip stitch here, and all around I have 78 stitches, and 78 stitches, if I divide by 6, I'll have 13 stitches. So that means we are going to be making our decreases within the 13 stitches, but we shall work double crochet stitches. We shall be working double crochet stitches into the first 11 stitches, then in the 12th stitch and the 13th stitch, that's where we're going to have our decrease. So we've worked so far 1 2 3 4 hold on, yeah, 4, and this is 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Now in the 12th and the 13th stitch, that's where we are going to do our decrease. So that's 12th, 13th, yeah, and then we are done with our decreases. So we are going to carry on with making a half double crochet into the next 11 stitches, and then in the 12th in the next 11, in the 12th and 13th stitch, we shall make the decrease. So do that all the way around, and that's the pattern. You work a double crochet stitch in the next 11 stitches, then in the 12th and 13th stitch you make your decrease. So do that all the way around, and then I'll meet you back at the end. So I've been crocheting, and this yarn has run out, so I'm going to attach a new yarn. And to attach a new yarn, basically I just I'll get a new ball of yarn and tie it together with into a knot with the yarn that's getting finished. Then I cut off the loose strands with a scissor, and basically that's how I'll be joining a new ball of yarn. Yeah, so and I continue with my pattern. So let's continue working double crochet stitches and making the decreases as I told you, then I'll meet you right back. Yeah, so we made it to the end of the round, and we have 12 stitches left, and we are going to make a decrease at the very end of this round in the last 2 stitches, which are the 12th and the 13th stitch. Yes, and that marks the end of the round. Then we are going to slip stitch into this very first stitch, and now we are going to make our non-decrease round, and we are going to be inserting 1 double crochet in each and every stitch all the way around, and then we shall go back to our decrease round. So let's complete this offline, then I'll meet you right back at the next decrease round. Yeah, so I've made it to the end of this round. So we're going to slip stitch into that stitch there, and then we are going to chain 3, and then this time we have we have 72 stitches, and we are going to divide those 72 stitches by 6. Yeah, when we divide those 72 stitches by 6, we shall get 12. So we shall be working our decreases into the 11th and 12th stitch. So we are going to double crochet in the first 10 stitches, and then in the 11th and 12th stitch we shall do our decrease. So basically that's going to be the pattern. You make you will have stitches that you'll divide by 6, and the number of stitches it gives you have to make sure that in the last 2 stitches, that's why you make the decreases in the last 2 stitches. So here I divided the 72 stitches by 6, and I have a 12. So in the 12th and 11th stitch, that's where I'll make the decreases. So now we've so far have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So in the 11th stitch I'll make my first decrease, in the 12th stitch my final decrease. Yeah, so that marks the decrease. So, and we shall have our alternating rows, 1 decrease round and then 1 non-decrease round. So right now we are on the decrease round, which we are going to complete by making double crochet stitches in each and every stitch, and then decreasing in the 11th and 12th stitches all the way around, and when we get to the end we slip stitch, and then we make our decrease round. So we shall be alternating like that, and that will be the pattern. And remember, for every decrease round you have to have a multiple of 6, where you divide the stitches by 6, and the number of stitches you get, you make sure in the last 2 stitches, that's where you make the decreases. I hope that makes sense. So continue all the way around, and I'll meet you right at the end of this decrease round. So keep alternating and I'll meet you there. Yeah, so after a couple of rows of decreases, this is how our work looks like, and we've decreased, and the portion that we have left of the decrease part is here. Now we have 26 stitches here, and we shall divide them still by 6, and the amount you get, which is 4 point something, I'll just leave it at 4, and I'll be decreasing in the 3rd and 4th stitch. So keep working those decreases as well, the decreases and non-decrease rounds, until you've narrowed it all the way down and there's no more gap left when you slip stitch at the very start of the round. So I'm going to meet you when I'm at the very end, when I have no more stitches left but the slip stitch of the slip stitch that we make in the first double crochet stitch of the previous round. I'll meet you there. So continue doing those rounds and I'll meet you there. Yes, so we are now here at the tip, and right now we all around this circle we have 14 stitches, and when you divide 14 by 16 you get to 2 point something. So right now we are going to be decreasing in the first and second stitch all the way around. So we decrease in each first and second stitch all the way around, because now we are coming to the end of this round, and yeah, we decrease in the first and second stitch all the way around. Sorry. And then so basically here is just to do a decrease in every stitch, in every 2 stitches consecutively. mm. Then we slip stitch into this very stitch, into the first double crochet. Yeah, you see we have a small gap left. We are going to chain 3. Now we're going to work our way all around this gap with a double crochet in each and every stitch. So just insert a double crochet in each and every stitch, and I'll meet you when we are back at the start, when we are back at the end. Yeah, so we made it back to the end here. We inserted our last double crochet. Now we are going to slip stitch into this very first double crochet of this round. Then we are going to chain 3, and we are going to double crochet into that double crochet into the very first stitch, to the second stitch, the third stitch, all around, and I'll meet you when we are closing with a slip stitch at the end. So we've made it to the end here. We shall insert our one last double crochet, then we shall slip stitch into this first double crochet of the round, and you're going to chain 3, and then we are going to do a decrease now, because now, yeah, so you're going to do a decrease in each and every stitch as we close off this gap at the tip. Sorry. Now we're going to close off here, with a slip stitch to the first half double crochet. Yes, and then we are going to chain 1, and this marks the end. It's properly closed off, and we are going to cut the yarn here. Okay, now I've completed the crochet, the Santa hat, and this is how it looks like. I made it all the way here at the tip. Now I'm just going to chain 1 here. You already chained 1, and then I'm going to cut off the yarn. Now the next thing you're going to do is we are going to make the pom-pom, that we're going to attach on the top of this hat. So I'll meet you right back. But basically, this is how our work looks like at this point. I don't have enough space to see, but you'll be able to see it at the end of the project. So for the next step of the tutorial, we are going to have to make what we call a pom-pom that will go on top of the hat. And for this project, I needed a hard cardboard paper, which I don't have right now. So I'm going to improvise, and I'll be using my ATM card. Yeah, so basically you just get your yarn, and you're going to wrap it around this card as tightly as possible, all around and round and round, as many times as you want, and as many times as you would like, depending on how thick you would like your pom-pom to be. Sorry, I hope you can see. Yeah, depending on how tight you would like your pom-pom to be and how thick. So keep wrapping the yarn around this card as many times as you would like your pom-pom to be. So I'm going to keep wrapping this around this card. Then I'll meet you after I've achieved the number of that kind of thickness I want for my pom-pom. I've wrapped the yarn as many times as I would like on this card. I'm going to cut the yarn here. Then I'm going to insert my hook here. Then I'm going to pull through this yarn that I have here on the hook. I'm going to pull it through, yeah, and you pull it through like this on the hook. Then you're going to tie it as tightly as possible in the middle here. And I'm using a card that like expired, yeah, so I don't mind it breaking. So make sure whatever card you use is a card that you don't want to, you're not afraid to lose. And we are going to turn the card, and we are going to do the same thing on this other side as well. Make sure you get your hook in there just beneath all the yarn, and we pull this hook also through like we did on the other side, yeah, nicely like this. Then we're also going to tie this side tightly. Then you're going to take this off the card. So let's pull it through slowly and tightly. I'm going to do this off camera. As you can see, it's coming off slowly by slowly, slowly by slowly. You have to be gentle. After taking it off the card, I realized this knot is not as tight as I want it to be, so I'm just going to undo it and tighten it further. Yeah, I can easily tighten it. Yes, now it's easy. Yeah, you can tighten it now that it's off the cardboard. It's more easier to tighten. Also retighten this other side as well. I'll just undo it and retighten. Oh yeah, I've untied. Yeah, so we're just going to make this tighter. Yeah, so after we've made our pom-pom, we can just put our finger in the middle, determine which part is the middle, and then we're going to start cutting our pom-pom. And we're just going to find our middle point, and we cut it with a scissor. You can take your time cutting. Yeah, make a pom-pom, but if you can also buy the fluffy yarn. I think the fluffy yarn can make this whole process much easier. Yeah, and you use it instead. Yeah, so what you're going to do now, now that you have already actually cut the pom-pom in the middle, to rectify this, I am going to tie this point in the middle here. In the middle here, and I'm going to tie it tightly. On all sides. And this is actually going to be our pom-pom. Yeah, now that we have our pom-pom ready, we are going to get our heart as well, and we're going to tie these two strings together to attach the pom-pom onto the Christmas hat tightly. Yeah, now that we have this attached, we're just going to cut the yarn, and voila, our Christmas hat is ready along with the pom-pom. Yeah, so I'll just show you how it turned out. I'm going to weave in all the loose ends, and I'll show you how it turned out. And this is how the Santa hat came out, and I really love how it is. So if you've loved watching this video, please subscribe to my channel and see you next time.